Hello movie lovers. I present you the top of the most anticipated and exciting new movies that have just been released in great quality. September 5th is a tense drama that immerses the viewer in the chaos and moral dilemmas faced by ABC journalists during the tragic events of the 1972 Munich Olympics. The story centers on an ambitious young producer, Jeffrey Mason, who finds himself faced with a choice: stop broadcasting or continue covering the hostage situation in the Olympic Village. As the world freezes in anticipation, the cameras keep rolling and the media become unwitting participants in the drama, revealing not only the power of journalism but also its darker sides. Reporters struggle not only for the exclusivity of the frame, but also to understand where the line between the right to information and ethics lies. And while terrorists use the live broadcast for their own purposes, the tension builds by the second. The Last Spark of Hope is a dark, atmospheric thriller that combines elements of science fiction and psychological drama. In a post-apocalyptic world devastated by pandemic and climate wars, the last survivor, Evo, finds refuge on a mountaintop. Her only companion becomes the robot Arthur, a guardian programmed to protect the camp from intruders. But when Evo, having left the safe zone in the hope of finding other survivors, returns and accidentally gives the wrong password, her world comes crashing down. The artificial intelligence that was once her protector turns into a ruthless enemy. A tense game of survival begins, where man and machine collide in a deadly confrontation. The Last Spark of Hope is not just about the fight for life, but also touches on the profound issues of trust, loneliness, and the boundaries that separate intelligent technology from the human soul. It's not just a movie about survival, it's a story that even in a world where hope has all but died out, a last spark can rekindle the flame of struggle. The Return is a thrilling reimagining of the final chapters of the Odyssey that blends epic mythology with harsh reality. After 20 years of wandering the seas and battling gods and monsters, Odysseus, exhausted and weary, finally reaches the shores of his native Ithaca. But the home he has longed for is no longer the same, the country is in chaos, and his faithful Penelope has become a prisoner in her own palace, surrounded by greedy suitors hungry for power. Now Odysseus must not only prove that he is still alive, but also win back his family, his throne, and his love. But victory requires not strength, but wisdom. He must look to the past, remember the lessons of past battles, and make his last and most important choice. Wolfman is a dark and atmospheric horror that combines classic werewolf movie elements with tense family drama. The story centers on Blake, who, along with his wife Charlotte and daughter Ginger, travels to an abandoned family estate in Oregon after the mysterious disappearance of his father. Hoping to strengthen their crumbling marriage and escape the hustle and bustle of the city, the family finds themselves drawn into a nightmare they could not have foreseen. On their way home, they are attacked by a mysterious creature and Blake receives a wound that becomes the beginning of his terrifying transformation. Soon he is no longer who he was before, his body changes, his mind is clouded by animal instinct, and his once kindred people become prey. Charlotte and Ginger face a desperate struggle for survival, because now the danger comes not only from the dark forests, but also from the closest person. The movie masterfully balances the horrifying metamorphosis of the protagonist and the tragedy of a family forced to face their inevitable fate. Wolfman is not just a story about a monster, but an emotional tale of fear, love, and how even the strongest bonds can break when darkness takes over. The Girl with the Needle takes the viewer into the harsh atmosphere of post-war Copenhagen in 1919, where despair and hopelessness push people to the darkest deeds. At the center of the story is Caroline, a young woman who suddenly finds herself without work and support. On the brink of poverty, she meets Dagmar, a mysterious charity worker who helps mothers unable to raise their children on their own to find foster families for them. With no other option, Caroline joins Dagmar in her clandestine endeavors. Over time, however, she begins to notice disturbing details leading to a terrible truth. What seemed like an act of mercy turns into a dark scheme involving the disappearance of children. The Girl with the Needle is a suspenseful historical thriller that tackles complex moral issues while balancing hope and horror. The movie immerses the viewer in a world where the line between salvation and crime is blurred, and the truth can be scarier than the most gruesome guesses. Panda Plan is an explosive action comedy starring the inimitable Jackie Chan as himself. The film combines his trademark humor, spectacular fight scenes, and a good nature protection story. Jackie Chan, finally finding a break in his busy schedule, travels to a modern island zoo to become the guardian of an adorable panda cub. However, the peaceful trip turns into a real challenge when a crime syndicate shows up on the island seeking to kidnap the rare beast on the orders of a powerful sheik. Now Jackie, his bumbling but loyal manager and a fearless zookeeper must team up to stop the kidnappers. Dizzying stunts, comedic situations and colorful fight scenes turn Panda Plan into a real adventure full of drive and laughter. This is a movie that will give the audience not only fun, but also a warm story about friendship, responsibility and love for animals. The Fire Inside is an inspirational sports drama about fortitude, fighting against circumstances and the path to a dream. The story takes the viewer into the harsh reality of little Clarissa's life growing up in a crime-ridden neighborhood where every day is a struggle to survive. With her father in prison and her mother barely making ends meet, the girl had to learn to fend for herself from an early age. At age 11, her life changes when her coach gives her a chance to box despite the prejudice of others. Training alongside the boys, Clarissa faces trials, pain and doubts, but she doesn't give up. Her journey to the top is long and arduous, but there is a fire inside her that neither poverty nor prejudice can extinguish. The Fire Inside is a powerful and emotional story of resilience, determination and how sports can change lives. It's not just a story about boxing, but a story about believing in yourself no matter what. Flight Risk is a tense aerial thriller where a deadly game unfolds in a confined space at an altitude of several kilometers. The protagonist is an experienced air marshal tasked with bringing an important witness, Winston, to New York City. He must testify against the powerful Moretti crime clan, but their journey turns out to be deadly. The flight takes place on a small private plane with only the pilot on board besides them. However, it soon becomes clear that he works for Moretti and his real goal is not to land in New York, but to eliminate Winston. Now, being high above the snow-covered peaks, Marshall must take the fight, not giving the enemy a single chance. The movie Flight Risk keeps the viewer in suspense until the last minute, combining dynamic action, unexpected twists and turns and the struggle for survival in extreme conditions. This is a story about how sometimes the only salvation is not escape, but the willingness to face danger head-on. Monster Summer is an atmospheric teen detective with mystical elements, reminiscent of cult thrillers like Summer of '84. The movie takes the viewer to a quiet island community where a group of friends, Noah and his mates, enjoy summer vacations, play baseball, build conspiracy theories and experience the thrill of first love for the first time. Soon, however, the carefree summer turns into a real nightmare. Children begin to disappear, and those who return are no longer the same people they used to be. Noah and his friends decide to find out what is going on and discover that behind the idyllic scenery of the island there is a terrible secret. Monster Summer is a suspenseful story of growing up, where teenage carelessness collides with the first real fears. Secrets, dark atmosphere and unexpected twists and turns make the movie a thrilling adventure where friendship and courage are put to the toughest tests. Thank you for watching to the end. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. And if you have any thoughts or questions, write in the comments, I'll be sure to read them. See you in the next video.